Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Stanley Rants. This week, your government did it again. As you're busy with your favorite football team or watching all the P. Diddy stories and all the stuff that he's done, you know, your government gave $8.2 billion to Ukraine and $8 billion to Israel again this week. While you're in your fantasy football, while you're doing what you're doing, and they gave away more money to these countries, and we can't even take care of our own country. That's like you paying your neighbor's bills, you pay their mortgage, and you don't pay your own mortgage. You know, that's what our government's doing, continues to do, as this economy spirals out of control. You know, day in and day out, it's just hard to watch. You know, they lie and they gaslight about all the numbers. Unemployment, the economy's great, don't worry about it. You know, hey, you can't buy a house, you can't buy food, they're raising your electric, and they're giving billions more to these other countries. Now, you know, also what they don't want you to know is we got probably 40,000 troops over in the Mideast. But we're not going to war. We're not involved in a war or anything. You got these two clowns running for president, and everybody thinks that one of them's going to save us. It's not going to happen. Congress is so crooked. They've been doing what they've been doing for years and years and years, and the swamp's never going to be drained. You know? But you walk down the street with a camera in your hand and a cop pulls you over and he doesn't know the law. He doesn't know your First Amendment rights. But they'll do that all day long. You know, they worry about the little stuff like that, but, you know, don't worry about all the immigrants coming over here, taking our jobs. And that's all by design. You know, these big corporations, you know, they want to get rid of you know, the middle working class people and bring all these immigrants in for cheaper labor. Well, then you get what we got going on here today, which is listeria, salmonella in our food. Week after week, there's a recall on food. From cheese to milk to nuts, meats, you name it, it's being recalled because they have these workers in there working, doing what they're doing. Living in squalor conditions, no doubt not washing their hands, being sanitary, and that's our food. This government is just insane what they're doing. It's almost like they want this country to fail. Also, this week, you got China firing ballistic missiles into the Pacific Ocean. But the reports say, you know, it's just they're just doing practice. They're just practicing over there. You know, no harm. They've done this for a long time. Our government is so full of shit. It's ridiculous. You know that there's a law that the government can lie to you, and they made it a law that they can throw you propaganda, and it's not against the law. You need to look that one up. That's a real nice one. As they just keep gaslighting us and stroking us around, and then the country is just going into hell in a handbasket, man. The crime out here in Taxifornia is just off the hook still. You got all these flash mob robberies at these 7-Elevens. If I had a 7-Eleven, how come all the owners of 7-Elevens don't have guns? That blows my mind. If you own a business, you should have a gun and protect your business. So all these little punk ass kids ride up on their bicycles and they rush into a 7-Eleven and they start stealing it. Well, if you start shooting these little bastards, you know, maybe they wouldn't do that shit no more. No, that's too easy. You got District Attorney Gascon out here, and you got Gavin Newsom at the helm, our governor. You know, They got the soft on crime policy. You know, that's their Prop 47, that they don't want to fill up the jails. You know, there's overcrowding in the jails, and you know, it's inhumane to put people in cages. Well, people act fucking stupid, they should be put in cages, okay? And if you make an example out of some of these people, the rest of the herd will follow, and they won't be pulling the shit that they pull. But no, they just let them go. They don't follow out their policies on just the policies that they have made, and they don't want overcrowding in the jails. Well, that's why we have what we have here today in this crazy society. There's no consequence. And every time you see somebody being interviewed, you know, that they just witnessed a robbery or they just witnessed a shooting or somebody getting stabbed, they always go, well, you know, it's unfortunate. You know, it's crazy how this society's been. Nobody ever says, hey, what the fuck is the government doing? What's the local government doing about this? California's ran so many businesses out of here, they just folded up shop and left. There's no way to make a buck out here. And if you do report a crime, it goes against your insurance, and your insurance cancels you and all this other crazy stuff. So it's not to protect the little guy. You know, they're wiping out the middle class, and you know, it's just apparent that they're wiping out the middle class. So when you go to vote this time, you know, really study your manual on the laws and stuff that's out there, and don't think that, you know, one person up there in the White House is going to change things. It's going to start from the local government. And if you vote these left-wing nutballs out of there, who have this dystopian idea of their own society that they have, that they want, we got to get them the hell out of here, because it's killing everybody. I seen an article this week also where a burglar breaks into this guy's house and the guy shoots him. The homeowner shoots the guy, and the DA is wondering whether he should prosecute the homeowner for shooting a guy breaking into his house. What the fuck is this world coming to? Are you kidding me? So these people, how do they protect themselves? If somebody breaks into their house, how do they protect themselves? You know, with a butter knife? It's ridiculous. You're supposed to be able to protect yourself. But no, that DA is gonna review the case and to see if he needs to prosecute the homeowner for defending himself. We are in the Twilight Zone. I mean, no kidding. We are in the Twilight Zone. It just gets crazier and crazier to watch this as they put on this stuff on the news, you know, to just try to keep you busy. And then you got this mayor from New York City, Eric Adams. Yeah, they finally caught up with him. And then a coincidence that him and P. Diddy get ran through on the same timeline here. Another corrupt politician sitting up there lying to everybody, you know, with his stupid little fucking earring in his ear, just lying to everybody, getting free trips, free hotels, you know, free meals. They say he's in about $10 million in bribes, you know, allegedly, because you got to say that word, you know what I mean? But when the Fed brings an indictment against you, you know, it ain't no allegedly about it. It's you did it. So when's this shit gonna stop? When's it gonna end? You know, they got everybody divided, and that's all by design. They've bust millions of people in here on your tax dollars to take over your jobs. And then they swear in the same sentence that none of that's going on. Well, I got news for you. In and around my neighborhood, that shit ain't gonna happen. I can tell you that right now. So, you know, it's hard to walk softly, but then you got to carry a big stick. You know what I mean? So, You're supposed to keep your mouth shut, be a good citizen, do your diligence, go to work, pay your taxes. That's another great thing to check out on the government's website, to see the amount of national debt that we are in, and it's over $35 trillion. But we're giving, you know, 16 billion away this week to you know, Ukraine and Israel. Also, in the month of August, our government spent $680 billion just in the month of August. You know, a lot of that money is this migrant influx that Harris swears that, you know, she's got control over, and you all are gaslighted and want to make this stupid bitch your president. Well, good luck with that, because when you vote for the idiots and the idiots do what they do, then you can't complain. You can't complain, you know? Just because Taylor Swift gives her endorsement on somebody, you know, then everybody's supposed to follow that, what that idiot says, you know? And it's, man, it gets crazy out here, all the crap. And you're just supposed to be able to go to work, you know, do your job proficiently, you know, pay your taxes, you know, keep your mouth shut, you know, carry on, nothing to see over here. Well, it's only getting worse. It's only getting worse. These greedy companies don't want to pay citizens, you know, a fair wage. I say fuck them. You know, no wonder why these workers are going on strike. You know, you got the ports of and back east of these shipping companies. You know, these guys are going to go on strike. These are billion-dollar companies that don't want to pay, you know, a fair wage, and these people should go on strike. You know, they want to outsource all the labor for cheaper labor. You know, get rid of their health care. That's just not the way it works. So fuck them. I say go on strike. You know, go get your money. These billion-dollar corporations, they can afford it, and they all act like they're poor. You know, their bottom line's not hitting, or that CEO's not making, you know, $20 million a year in bonuses, and you know, they think 30 or 40 bucks an hour is too much to pay for these guys. Yeah, you ever been a dock worker? You ever worked in one of them ports? I haven't. It's no joke. That's real work right there. So, you know, good. Let them go on strike. You know, it's about time they stand up. That's what the government doesn't want. They don't want you standing up, you know, for your rights and trying to fight for, you know, what you deserve. And, you know, Rage Against the Machine has a song out. It's been out for years, and it's called, you know, Get the Power Back. You know, and that's what people should do. You know, get the power back for the little guy, so they can make a decent wage. But they don't want that. The government doesn't want that. No, you just mind your own business and keep doing what you're doing. They want slave labor, and it's about time that shit ends, you know? So, good for them guys going on strike. You know, you got the Boeing workers. They want more money. Boeing, another multi-billion-dollar company, it just can't afford to give their workers, you know, a 40% raise over 10 years. Well, fuck them then. Go on strike. Absolutely. They want to get rid of the unions. And all the unions are doing is fighting for fair wage, you know? But these companies will keep taking advantage and keep taking advantage. And greed is just a motherfucker, man. Greed, the more they get, the more they want. You know, it's just like the power that the government has. You know, the more power they get, the more power they want. And pretty soon, you're just a little bug that they want to squash. So, you know, get ready for it. You know, be prepared. Stock up your food and your water and your ammunition. You know, Because when the shit does hit the fan, your government's not going to be anywhere around. They're not going to be anywhere around, and that's just the way it's going to be. You're going to be on your own. You're on your own now, but you just really don't know it. So I'm going to take one little crisis, one little scamdemic that they'll come up with again, and all the sheep will fall in line. So don't be one of them sheep. Well, on that note, you know, keep your head on a swivel, and if you knew better, you might do better. I'm out.